What is the controversy around Ajmer Sharif?
What is there which actually hinders R&D, understanding in our country?
What is doctrine of essential religious practices?
Come in, sir.
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, I am Namit Mathur. I was born in Ajmer and did my schooling from Ajmer. Then I pursued graduation in political science and post-graduation also. And after clearing my NET, I also worked as a research assistant in a short-term project funded by ICSSR.
So what are you doing presently, Namit?
So presently I am looking forward to join the services. So I am preparing for this exam.
Okay. You are from Ajmer, Namit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what is the controversy around Ajmer Sharif? Recent controversy?
Sir, a petition was filed in a lower court regarding survey of the mosque of the Dargah Sharif to ascertain whether there was any other place of worship beneath the Dargah Sharif.
The trend which is emerging right now in the country, do you think it's a good trend?
The Supreme Court has also said that that the Places of Worship Act is very sacrosanct and should be followed, because historical injustices, this is what Supreme Court said, that historical injustices cannot be a base for doing politics or communalization. So I think Places of Worship Act should be followed in true letter and spirit. So this is not a good trend regarding surveys or
Then why is Supreme Court is again examining the constitutionality of the act?
So there has been petitions because basically the Places of Worship Act freezes the religious character on 15th August 1947 and it bars judicial review. So one of the major demand is how can it bar judicial review, because it is part of the basic structure of the constitution. Also, as I am aware, there is this minor issue of whether the freezing date of 15th August 1947, is it arbitrary or was it its justification? So on this basis a petition is filed. And
okay. What do you mean by basic structure doctrine?
So basic structure doctrine was propounded in Supreme Court verdict in the Keshwanand Bharti case, which is essentially that there is a basic foundational ethos or principles or philosophy of the constitution that should be defended, and no legislative or executive action can violate that basic structure of the constitution. It keeps on evolving with subsequent judgments of Supreme
Which is
Court.
why generally it is said that our constitution is considered to be a lawyer's paradise.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with this theory?
So it has been one of the criticism because of various provisions, but I believe that the rationale of keeping it so elaborate was to ensure that there is no legislative or executive overreach in the political system. So the rationale of keeping it so detailed, that is why it is called lawyer's paradise, is this.
Okay, you must have studied about Kautilya and Machiavelli.
Yes, sir,
isn't it?
I have.
Now tell me, which one is more realistic in approach?
Sir, for Indian context, I think Kautilya is more relevant, because he talks about the Indian polity, what is the Rajdharma of a king and how to manage neighborhood. While the focus of Machiavelli was basically he wrote in a context of Italy, when the Italy was a bit unstable and it was repeatedly attacked by its neighbors. So the context of Machiavelli was a European context, while Kautilyan context was an Indian context of Indian states. So I believe Kautilya should be more relevant for India.
Okay. What do you mean by doctrine of pith and substance? Have you heard about this doctrine?
So can I think for 10 seconds?
Just take 10 seconds.
So as I am aware, I can, according to my knowledge, I think
I can give you a cue. Is related to Article 246 of the Indian Constitution in the 7th schedule.
Okay. So yes, sir. Pith and substance is basically the distribution of subjects in union list, state list, and the concurrent list. The substance of a particular issue should also be there. Like sometimes state or center legislate on maybe on other domain, but the substance of that legislation should be only in their domain, as I am aware.
Okay.
Sir.
One final question from my side. What is the doctrine of piece by pieces?
So piece by pieces is a functionalist approach to international relations, that the peace should be maintained gradually through various collaborations at state level as well as through para-diplomacy, through business-to-business relationship, cultural exchange. And I believe it was given by David Mitrani of Functionalist School. Gradually the peace should be developed, and that is how international relations should move forward.
Give us one example of piece by pieces in the context of India-Pakistan relationship and Israel-Palestine relationship.
Sir, according to me, in the context of India-Pakistan, the 2+6 framework that India signed in 2005, which was basically 6 issues that are easier to solve, like Siachen or Sar Creek, were to be solved first. Then the goodwill is to be generated between the two countries, also cricket diplomacy, and then the more crucial issues of Kashmir as well as terrorism should be managed. So this is one of them. Regarding Israel-Palestine issue, sir, it is more about like recently in 2020 there was Abraham Accords between Israel as well as Arab world. So the larger framework can be also used to solve the Palestinian crisis by maintaining a goodwill and connection between the Israel and the Arab world.
Are you aware of the Oslo Accord in the context of Palestine and Israel?
Yes, sir. I am a little bit aware of that. Yes, sir.
Could you elaborate or leave it?
Sir, I can try. It was, I think, in 1990s when I think Israel accepted the leadership of Palestinian Liberation Organization in Palestine, and Palestine also made certain concessions in West Bank.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namit, you like reading books, particularly political accounts and biographies.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about Rajni Palm Dutt. He's written a very famous book.
I cannot recall, sir.
His book is called India Today.
Okay.
And have you heard about this book? Nothing?
No, sir. I can't recall.
Okay, fine. And in international politics, one politician called Olof Palme.
Yeah, okay.
Have you heard about him?
Sir, I can recall, but I actually will not be able to talk about.
Okay. And have you heard about or read Asian drama?
Yes, sir. I've heard about it. Is it written by Shiv Shankar Menon, if I'm not mistaken?
No.
Okay.
It was a Swedish author, Gunnar Myrdal.
Sir, I'm not aware of this.
Okay, never mind. Because economics was your elective subject in graduation.
Yes, sir.
So, which part of economics you like most?
So, majorly macroeconomics. Like
Macroeconomics.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you understand by trade cycle?
Sir, I can't recall.
Do you recall something about liquidity trap?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So liquidity trap is a condition which is experienced by a country when it pumps money into the economy, but still economy is not generating enough demand or enough growth, even if the government is providing fiscal stimulus. So it's a trap that the economy is in.
So why that happens?
So demand is not generated because the growth of other industries or the supply chain is not so strong. So even if there is growth among the public or growth in the market cannot serve the growing
and
demand.
how affects the effectiveness of monetary policy tools?
So it makes monetary tools ineffective, because even if the RBI lowers down the interest rates, then also the growth cannot pick up. So
in recent policy adjustment, RBI reduced one of the instruments, either repo rate or CRR. Which one?
Sir, they have reduced CRR.
CRR. How much?
So about 0.25%.
So now CRR stands at what level?
Sir, I'm not too sure, but it must be around 3.75.
And how it has affected the banking industry? Has it led to release of fund?
The cash reserve ratio banks keep with the RBI, and they earn no interest on that. So if that is reduced, then the capital with the bank increases, and they can lend more in the market, and the demand will increase and the growth will.
So credit offtake should ideally increase, leading to higher credit offtake should ideally increase, and it should lead to more investment and more growth.
Right, sir.
But GST collection has reduced.
So GST collection is dependent on different factors. So it's an indirect tax. So it also depends on consumer products, and a recent report has also highlighted that consumer demand has decreased in India. Like FMCG goods that we use in urban demand, FMCG goods have declined. So due to that, I believe GST correction should have decreased.
So can you explain why demand is weakening?
So one of the primary reason is inflation, because if there is high inflation, then it reduces the capacity to spend. Other than that, as the interest rates are also high for around 2 years now, so the credit in the economy is low, so that overall decreases demand.
Can we blame high income inequality as also a factor for weak demand?
Yes, sir. It could be one of the factor, because FMCGs are also consumed by lower income groups, and because the inflation is high, according to, if I am right, Engel's law, the more part of their income is going towards food inflation, so they cannot spend on other FMCG products. That could be one of the
Thank you,
reasons.
Namit.
Thank you, sir.
Namit,
Yes.
coming from Ajmer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you understand syncretic culture of India?
Sir, ma'am, syncretic culture of like Ajmer is a symbol of syncretic culture, because Ajmer is a place of Dargah Sharif as well as Pushkar, which is one of the rare Brahma temples. So the general environment in Ajmer is very peaceful, and there is social solidarity among different groups. And with regard to India, we also have been very tolerant of every thought and every belief. And religious tourism in India grows exponentially every year, and with respect to every culture, with respect to every sect.
So this the ideal syncretic culture is somewhere at threat at present time.
Ma'am, there are certain forces which basically uses religion for political purposes, but more or so the Indian psyche is resilient to these politicization of religion. But it should definitely be taken seriously, because more so in the environment of social media, where fake news and rhetorics as well as name calling are on the rise.
Who was Aryabhat?
Ma'am, Aryabhat was Indian mathematician.
What was his contribution?
Ma'am, he invented, I think he found zero, as I am aware, and also he has some contributions in astronomy, if I am aware.
Not remember exactly.
Yes, ma'am, I cannot.
Okay, no issues. You have, I think you have been awarded with JRF, if I am not wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you doing with this fellowship?
Ma'am, currently I have not taken admission in any PhD, because I worked as a research assistant for 6 months, and that the project finished last year in March. After that, I am looking to join civil services, so I am preparing for this.
So this fellowship will lapse, or you have some time?
Ma'am, I think it will lapse this year.
Okay. What was your interest area in this project, which you have actually worked as a research assistant?
Ma'am, the project was about Make in India and defense sector. So we were understanding the challenge as well as the prospects of Make in India and defense sector.
So what are the challenges of making India, specifically in defense sector?
Ma'am, one of the major challenges that we found out was the research and development was low in India's defense ecosystem. So it overall, as part of GDP, it is less than 1%. And in terms of defense also, there is one anomaly with respect to different developed countries, that research and development in India is led by the public sector. But ideally, as we have seen in the cases of developed defense ecosystems like United States and Russia, or certain other countries like France, research and development should be led by the private sector, which is not the case in India. Other than that, there is lack of skill development in which is suitable to the industry needs, like the growing defense system in maybe AI warfare, or in drones or UAVs.
But there are so many policies, and so much interventions has been made.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think somewhere we are lacking in our policy guideline, that the skill has not been enhanced? What is there which actually hinders R&D, understanding in our country?
Ma'am, the policies are put in place by this government, and also the results are good. Defense production is increased.
Or this policy is just in the namesake?
No, ma'am, definitely
not providing
not.
concrete results.
Ma'am, there are some concrete results according to me, like the defense production has increased, as well as we have also diversified our import dependence. We were Russia heavy, but now we are importing from Israel, France and United States also. Also, we are having a joint venture with GE US company as well as Boeing. We are making C-295.
Okay. Anyways, Namit, tell me that how do you understand this gender sensitive policy?
Ma'am, gender sensitive policy, basically the focus of that is to analyze the impact of any policy or any decision on gender, and to make some special provisions if needed to.
So do we have such policies?
Ma'am, we have gender cell in Government of India, and also if I am aware, the budget also goes through one of the process where the gender cells review the budget and then understands the impact of the budget on women as well as on other genders.
Okay, tell me that if some issue of sexual harassment goes on in your college, suppose
Yes,
where you are pursuing your research also.
Yes, ma'am.
So how is this issue being taken up?
Ma'am, the legal recourse is through Internal Complaints Committee with the basis of Sexual Harassment
Who heads
Act.
it?
Ma'am, a committee is formed, and I'm not sure who heads it, but it has to be headed by a women member
Okay,
that I'm aware.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namit, what
Yes,
is data localization?
So data localization is basically that the data of a country should be within its own geographical servers, not maybe in outside jurisdictions.
Okay, so what are the legal provisions regarding data localization as far as India is concerned?
So the recent law, according to my limited knowledge, talks about their trusted geographies, some friendly countries where we can keep our companies keep the data, but there are some also there's also a negative list basically where the companies cannot
Data
store
should
it.
not go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when we talk about the collection, processing and management of this data,
Yes, sir.
the Act also talks about an entity which is called data fiduciary.
Yes, sir.
What kind of entities are these?
So data fiduciaries are basically trustees of data, and they are companies. They are companies.
Okay, so if you were to explain this concept to a layman, citing certain examples, which examples would you like to quote?
Like, sir, I can't think of a specific example, but like in social media, if we are using the services of Facebook, the Meta, then we are the data principal as its users as in the Act, and the data fiduciary is the Meta company who is responsible for keeping our data safe and secure.
Perfect. We also talk about a concept of critical data.
Okay.
What kind of data is this?
Sir, as I am aware, critical data should be about the personal information regarding maybe bank accounts or credit card information or family information regarding biological data. That should be critical information.
Okay, so all of us are moving into this digital age with a fast pace, and all of us are using a lot of applications, and some of these applications collect our demographic data, some collect data with regards to our financial background, some talk about the health parameters. So considering all these parameters, what are the risks and challenges that you can foresee in the upcoming times?
So with regard to demographic data, there is this issue of profiling of individuals based on certain caste, community, and that profiling can be used for policy, and there can be discrimination at the very official level also and at the technological level also. With regard to bodily data, targeted advertisement is one of the issue where certain companies can manipulate based on your body data, based on your health data, based on your educational backgrounds, or based on your preferences. So manipulation through advertisement is also one of the major issue.
Namit, what is general consent?
So general consent is provided by states to CBI with regard to investigation cases in their jurisdiction.
Okay, consider a situation where an employee of the central government is working under the jurisdiction of the state government. So this concept of general consent or the sanction of the state is still required if a matter is to be proceeded in this regard?
So I think I'm not aware of this.
Okay. You are a prospective civil servant. So from a civil servant's point of view, can you tell me what is cognitive bias?
So from the word cognitive bias, I can make a smart guess that it must be related to one's own preconceptions about a particular community or a particular idea, particular event based on our personal experiences or based on our family background or personal background.
Okay, so tell me how cognitive bias can hinder the functioning, the effective functioning of a civil servant.
So the foremost task of a civil servant is to be an interface between the citizens and the government, and that requires trust. So with cognitive bias, there will be lack of trust among the public on the civil servant, as well as certain policies can also be skewed in favor of certain communities or a particular idea. So with respect to that, impartiality, integrity, as well as trust of the public can be hindered.
Okay, Namit, my last question to you. Before anything else, all of us are human beings. All of us have our own preferences and biases. So how do you plan to overcome your preferences and biases if you plan on to becoming a successful civil servant?
Sir, I believe foremost thing is to actually work on the ground and to be part of the community. And if we are able to communicate with different peoples, different groups, then we are able to understand their vantage point and to develop an empathy towards their cause. This is one of the way to break that. Other than that, there can be sensitization by the authorities also. There can be workshops for the civil servants.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Namit, you are from Ajmer,
Yes, sir.
and near to Ajmer is a famous religious place, Pushkar.
Yes, sir.
And we want to go over there. Just convince us some special things about the Pushkar.
So first of all, it is one of the rarest Brahma temple, and for a practicing Hindu, that's a major attraction because there is no major Brahma temple all over the world. Other than that, Pushkar is also very serene and picturesque. It is from all the sides surrounded by Aravali, and that creates a very beautiful environment. Also, the evenings in Pushkar are very lively because the markets are very lively, and Rajasthan's handicrafts as well as local arts are on the display. And also it's Ajmer more so, and Rajasthan overall is a peaceful state, so it's a good place to visit.
Animal fair also?
Yes, sir. Animal fair also in the month of October and November. Animal fair takes place. That's also a major attraction.
What is doctrine of essential religious practices?
Sir, essential religious practices by judiciary means that certain religious practices are very essential to a religion, and with regard to any objection to that, Supreme Court can base their argument that it is an essential religious practice of a particular religion, and it should be allowed.
When it was formed?
So I am not aware of this.
Anyway, see, you must be knowing about the civil services neutrality, because you are going to be the civil servant.
Yes, sir.
How come we can correlate with the political rights of civil servants?
So political rights includes right to vote, and I think that is given to every citizen of India, and that vote is basically anonymous, so that is balanced with regard to impartiality. Other than that, right to form associations or right to protest is not given to civil servants, because it is to maintain the essential discipline in the civil services, as well as civil servants are part of the system. They are part of the state, so it's also illegitimate for them to protest or to form any anti-association. Rather than their role is to be in the system and to work for betterment within being in the system.
Okay, you must be well aware about this constitutionalism. Then what is liberal constitutionalism and reformist constitutionalism?
Sir, as I think of it, liberal constitution should be on constitutional ethos based on the idea of individual as an autonomous being, as whose freedoms and rights are more important. And so
my last question.
Yes, sir.
What is difference between Rajdroh and Deshdroh?
Sir, as I can guess, Rajdroh is basically by the officials of the state, of the Rajas or the official state machinery, if they go against, like treason, like going against the official secrets. And Deshdroh, I think, is a broader term which goes for everyone, for citizens as well as for the officials.
So,
Namit, I can see that you have had an experience of working as a research assistant also. In the recent years, certain reforms have been undertaken by the government in higher education sector. So could you touch briefly upon one or two such reforms?
So recently government has come up with one nation, one subscription in higher education, which means students and researchers should have access to journals and academic writings. Other than that, government has also founded a National Research Foundation, which will be a repository of all the material on research and will be the single point agency to carry forward that. Other than that, the national education policy has also called for flexible courses where there should be easy entry and exit for students and tailor-made courses for their own needs. They can exit early, they can also prolong their degrees to impart flexibility according to students' needs. So,
what are your personal views on the dual degree system?
Sir, I think it has a rationale because many of the students, because of the job pressure and because of the pressure from the market as well as family, has to pursue dual degree to ensure that they have hedge against one of the if they cannot find a job in one of the sector. So I think it provides essential flexibility to students, and with proper checks and balances, I think it won't be a major problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Namit. It was nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sit down, Namit.
Yes, thank you.
Namit, your interview is on 10th, no?
Yes, sir.
Which attempt is this, Namit?
So this is my first interview and overall second attempt.
Overall second.
Yes.
Okay. So, how did you find your interactions with us today?
Sir, I think I was a bit unprepared on certain topics, like sir have asked some things, and also there was some knowledge deficit on some part. Also, I think answers could have been more crisp and to the point. There were some long answers.
But let me tell you our impressions about you, because it's only a week away from the main interview. You need not worry on those issues.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay.
You are an excellent candidate, I must tell you.
Thank you, sir.
The way we asked you questions and the way you interacted with us on various questions, this spoke volumes about your qualities of head and heart both. So you are a very potentially good candidate for the civil services.
Thank you, sir.
So interview part, I don't think there is going to be any problem for you.
Okay.
And as far as knowledge is concerned, there is no end to it.
Yes, sir.
Keep on acquiring knowledge every day.
Definitely.
What questions will be asked? No one can
Right, sir.
tell you. But generally, going by your background, your DAF and all that, we try to cover a few aspects, like you are a student of PSIR, you have also worked as a research assistant, and then you belong to Ajmer.
Yes, sir.
So, and international affairs, one or two issues we might have asked, but
Yes, sir.
I have every reason to believe that you are fully prepared to answer those questions.
Yes, sir.
You know the purpose of interview or the personality test.
Yes, sir.
Purpose is not to test your knowledge.
Knowledge, right.
Isn't it?
Right.
Purpose is to see you as a person and to examine various aspects of your personality.
Right.
So personality has certain, as the UPSC wants future bureaucrats, future civil servants to be honest in words, in their statements, in all their deeds.
Yes, sir.
So while talking to the board members, maintain absolute integrity, and the purpose of honesty must be displayed very clearly in all your statements. So honesty of purpose is very important.
Right.
Never ever compromise on that, meaning thereby you can't afford to say anything based on surmises or conjectures or guesswork.
Right.
No guesses. One wrong answer based on guesswork
Right.
will impact your personality test performance. Don't know doesn't matter, but not knowing and still speaking is a problem.
Yes, sir.
So make a conscious this thing in your mind that you will never ever get into that area.
Right.
Then your views have to be very, very balanced. Like Ajmer is one such issue.
Right. Right.
So whenever such questions are asked, whether you agree with this or disagree, before giving your opinion, you try to give a very balanced opinion after weighing pros and cons.
Yes, sir.
That some believe like this, others believe like this, and the truth lies somewhere in between. And this is based on my limited knowledge, this what I feel personally, so that you are not being judgmental.
Yes, sir.
Don't be self-opinionated, don't be judgmental in your approach. That is a third thing. Next will be your test of stress. Maybe some uncomfortable questions may be asked, where your emotional grit will be examined, whether you succumb under pressure or you hold on to yourself. So those opinion-based questions must be there also, same logic, balanced of opinion. Communication skill, you are excellent on communication skill. Then finally is that a general awareness on variety of issues, very general awareness, whether you are aware of what is happening in the country and outside the country.
Yes, sir.
That's all. These are the only 4 or 5 parameters based on your and we found you excellent on all these parameters.
Thank you, sir.
So there is no reason why you should not be getting high marks in the personality test.
Thank you,
It
sir.
all depends how you have fared in your mains examination and all
Yes, sir,
that.
definitely.
Largely it will depend. But interview, you will get good marks, no doubt about it. Coming to today's deliberations, I think hand movement, if you could restrict a bit, that will be better for you.
Okay.
It's very natural to be Indians.
Right, right.
But try to keep both your hands on your lap, so that there is no occasion for you to, because while explaining we start
Yes, sir.
moving our hands. Try it.
So on this, I was told earlier in a different mock that energy-wise there was some lack. Energy or
I was coming to that.
Yes, sir.
I was coming to that.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not lack of energy.
Yes, sir.
You can increase upon your level of energy.
Yes, sir.
Actually, what happens when you go for the interview, your face should be very radiant.
Yes, sir.
And your body language should be very positive, so that it appears to the board that you are enjoying the
Yes, sir.
interview, isn't it? Because it's a big occasion for you also. So you can't. I can understand one is nervous while going for the interview, but that should not be writ large on your face,
Right.
isn't it? Nervousness, let it be inside the outwardly you should feel very happy, energetic, and I think the voice modulation, voice level, we didn't find any problem in that.
Okay.
Only is that look wise,
Right.
you were slightly tensed.
Okay.
Try to get over that and try to give a more pleasant look. Otherwise, hand movement, I said button, when you entered, your coat buttons were open.
Yes, sir.
So when you make sure that when you enter, your coat buttons are
Okay.
buttoned, and while you are sitting, after taking permission, try to
Yes, sir.
unbutton,
Unbutton.
and let it not be a very conscious effort.
Yes, sir.
It should come automatically and naturally to you.
Right.
So that because there's a decorum involved and nothing great about it, but this is what is the decorum. Hand movement, if you could restrict, that will be better.
So that head movement was basically because I was told about energy. So people said that you can use some gestures.
I'll tell you something, somebody else will tell you
Yes,
something.
yes, sir.
You take your own judicious decision.
Right.
Hand movement, what happens generally, if occasionally it is there, it's okay. Every time like that, it becomes
Distractive.
irritating.
Yes, sir.
Energy level is voice modulation.
Right.
Energy level is a pleasant exchange of words.
Yes, sir.
Energy level is looking happy,
Yes, sir.
energetic. That's it. That is what the energy level is, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
But the posturing, moving hands and all that doesn't reflect of, if you ask me,
Okay.
of
No,
your
that's
better energy level. Asian drama, author of Asian drama. What was your answer? Do you remember?
Shankar Menon. Shiv Shankar Menon.
So there again, I was coming to that only. Don't make any guess.
Okay.
Either you know or you don't know. It's because it's Gunnar Myrdal's famous work, Asian drama. If you don't know, don't even remotely hazard a guess, because that will impact. One
Yes,
wrong
sir.
answer, not based on knowledge and information, is dangerous.
Okay.
Then you, like trade cycle, your question, you said, sir, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
It's fine. You are not supposed to be doing everything.
Yes, sir.
And you candidly admitted, I don't know. This is how it should be. Asian drama also should have been like that only. Sir, I don't know.
Okay.
Then Aryabhatta, question on Aryabhatta was asked as because you have done something in Aryabhatta college.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Taking a cue from that only, question on Aryabhatta was.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just read some. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes time to
Yes, sir, sure.
know about Aryabhatta. Question on Rashtra Dharma was asked. taking a cue from BNS. Treason and sedition, you must have.
Treason and sedition,
yes.
right.
So try to be more precise
Yes.
and crisp on such issues. Otherwise, excellent performance. Excellent performance, and you should feel good about it, and you have all the reasons to feel happy about your level of preparations.
Okay.
Are fully prepared to face the rigors of interview. There's absolutely no problem. Your birthday is on
5th April.
What is the importance of 5th April?
No, sir, I'll have to look at.
This is celebrated in our country as Samta Divas.
Samta Divas.
Samta Divas
Okay.
happens to be birthday of Sri Jagjivan Ram.
Okay.
So
Labor
somebody who is well informed and knowledgeable may ask you relevance of your birthday. Just by the way, you should be knowing it.
Okay.
That's it. It may very remote chance of getting this kind, but you don't know. At times you get googly like this.
Yes, sir.
So you should be fully prepared to that. Otherwise, no more suggestions from our side. Wonderful candidate. Have confidence, have belief in yourself, and just go for it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank
the
you so
best to
much.
you.
Thank
Do
you
you have
very
any
much. Thank you,
specific
sir.
question in your mind?
No, sir. Regarding that, answer should be more structured well, or are they good?
Wherever problem was there, we have already pointed out to you.
And was I articulate in terms of what I was thinking?
Yeah. Extremely good. Very good. Well informed, articulate in your language, in your style, in your throw. Everything is good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
the
sir.
best.
Thank you, ma'am.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.